Dear friends, let me tell you a Christmas story.
Luke chapter 2, verse 8 to 20.
And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night.
An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified.
But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid.
I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people.
Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you.
He is the Messiah, the Lord. This will be a sign to you.
You will find a baby wrapped in clothes and lying in a manger."
Suddenly, a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest heaven, and on earth peace to those on whom his favor rests."
When the angels had left and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another,
"Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened,
Which the Lord has told us about.
So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was laying in the manger.
When they had seen the baby, they spread the word concerning what had been told to them.
and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them.
But Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in the heart.
The shepherds returned, praising and glorifying God.
For all the things they had heard and seen, just as they were told.
Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Vive Noel, and Maligayang Pasko. I'm Becky Milky, a wife, a mother of 2 young children, a Feed My Starving Children volunteer, donor, and board member. And I'm joined by Mark Crea, the CEO of Feed My Starving Children. Mark is a fellow Minnesotan, a husband, a father of 4 daughters, and grandpa to 9 grandchildren. And I know he really loves Christmas. We are so happy you're joining us and excited to get into the Christmas spirit by taking a look at how FMSC food partners around the world celebrate the birth of Jesus.
Thanks, Becky. And Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for inviting us into your home. Christmas really is a special time of the year, and I'm excited to bring you around the world to meet our partners and to see how communities get ready and celebrate Christmas.
We realize that Christmas will probably be different for many this year, and it might be hard for some people, but know that there is hope because of Jesus. Perhaps seeing the diverse ways people celebrate Christmas will be a good reminder that there is no one way to celebrate. Christmas is still Christmas, and it's about the birth of Jesus Christ, and that has not changed and will not change. So let's focus on what we have, not on what's missing this Christmas, and let's share joy and hope with others who need it.
You know, as I've traveled around the world, one thing has stood out above everything else. That thing is joy. You mentioned the children who receive Feed My Starving Children meals are some of the most joyful children. We're excited to introduce you to some of those children. You'll get to meet some truly amazing people who are joining us from Uganda, the Philippines, Haiti, and Guatemala.
Yes, you're going to hear how Ugandan families share extra food with their neighbors on Christmas. We'll meet a dear pastor who is joining us from his humble prayer room in the Philippines. He is planning to share a touching story about the children in his food program. We'll also hear from another pastor who is in Haiti. He will share how his community simply wouldn't survive without MannaPack food from FMSC. And we'll also meet a program director in Guatemala who believes in each and every single child he serves, just like God believes in each and every one of his children on Christmas and every day of the year. Mark, let's get started and meet some of these very special guests and FMSC food partners.
Hi, Mark and Becky. My name is Richard, the Programs Director at African Children Today, here in Rakai, Uganda.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for the opportunity. My name is Joel Juarez. I'm the director of Believe Guatemala.
I am Pastor Auberjo. I am a pastor at La Pointe Church.
I'm Pastor Dan and I work for ICM. And at the same time, I'm pastoring a church here in Bacolod.
Thank you all for being a part of this. We're going to start in Guatemala. Joel, thanks so much for being part of our first ever Christmas Around the World event. Can you tell us how people in your community prepare for a Christmas celebration?
In Guatemala, guys, Christmas Eve is the big thing. We, on the 25th, I think is when you celebrate Christmas, but for us, it starts like on the 24th at 6 o'clock, and you start getting ready with your clothes and with the food. And actually, nobody sleeps that night because we wait until midnight to burn fireworks, and before midnight, we have a nice dinner. And I will introduce you to two ladies that are part of the program with their children.
My favorite part of Christmas is to decorate my house, put up a Christmas tree, cook and drink punch with my family.
I've never heard of ponche before, but I've learned it's made from several types of fruit they have available, usually bananas, papaya, maybe even raisins. They add cinnamon and cloves to the fruit and water, and then they heat it up. It sounds delicious, and I'm sure it just smells amazing. I think I might have to try making that with my family. In fact, it could be fun to drink ponche out of one of these mugs. They're my all-time favorite and available in the FMSC marketplace. The purchase of the mug supports FMSC artisans who are able to sculpt their way out of poverty and support their families.
Joel, could you ask one of the moms to share how Christmas is a special time for the children in Guatemala?
Christmas is a time of joy for my family because I cannot afford to get things for my son, but I get excited when my son says, "I got something special. I got this and that." That puts tears in my eyes because I know I cannot afford any of that.
Joel also talked to a young boy in his community named Mateo. And Mateo wants to tell you what's special about Christmas to him.
Mi nombre es Mateo. Para mí la Navidad es un día de felicidad. Como chuchitos, tomo ponche, me pongo ropa nueva, quemo cohetes y juego con mis hermanos. Adiós.
Mateo, oh, what a sweet boy. He looks to be about the same age as my son. How cool that his family celebrates with ponche too. His family also shares a traditional Christmas food called chuchitos. Those are so good. It is a traditional tamale with tomatoes, peppers, chicken or pork, and it's stuffed in dough, covered in sauce, and wrapped up in banana leaves before it's cooked. I find it so amazing that they all gather to watch fireworks on Christmas night. Now that is a big way to celebrate Jesus' birthday. Now, from Central America to Southeast Asia, Pastor Dan, we know you serve an incredibly impoverished community in the Philippines. Can you tell us how you see families making Christmas special and explain why children look forward to Christmas?
Here in our, even in Philippines, like the community like ours, it's really, people are looking forward to Christmas because like for some, it's an extra food on their table, even for a day. Growing up, it's kind of the same with the children today, like looking forward to have new clothes because we don't have that very often during the year. I would go to school with patch pants and worn out shirt and worn out shoes. And yeah, looking forward every Christmas, but many times I fail. And some for children's, their gifts, and not very often they would receive like clothes, new clothes, or toys. So people, especially children, are looking forward for Christmas. At least once a year they can have this. And actually part of that preparation is before when we have still the MannaPack, we put MannaPacks on that gifts. We normally gather in Christmas Eve, as families would gather as on Christmas Eve. the children would do caroling, and they will sing jingle bells and pronounce it differently, jingle bells or whatever, how they can hear it. So
Now we move on to East Central Africa. Richard, how is the Christmas meal different in Uganda?
In Uganda, Christmas is a special day celebrated by almost all families. And on 25th in the morning, which is Christmas Day, people are preparing the meal. You have the girls, the boys, the mother or the aunt, all involved in preparing one meal. Some are peeling bananas, others are churching chicken, others are sorting the rice. But at the end of the day, they all sit together in one group as a family and share this meal. The neighbors do not come in this particular home, but rather the people in this home that has had relatively enough put some food on the plate, and the kids will be sent to take for neighbors. So it is a big meal for the family, but it's also another meal to share with the neighbors.
Many of you will recognize Emma from Uganda. Becky, are you familiar with Emma's story?
I love Emma's story. My family, my boys, we all love it. Would you just share it with everyone?
I would be happy to. You know, Emma or Emmanuel and his siblings, Brian is the oldest. He is the head of household. He's been taking care of these children. There's also Joseph and Joan. So these three younger children have been Brian's responsibility. He didn't go to school because he needed to take care every day his siblings, keep them alive. Emma was born on Christmas Eve. That's why he was named Emmanuel, which of course means God with us. I've held Emma in my arms. I've talked to these children. We've popped popcorn and just helped them in so many ways, but he was so malnourished. He was 9 pounds at the age of 2. And now he is just a squirrely, spirited kid. You know, there are a lot of child head of households in these countries. Parents are gone, they're not there, and these children have to take care of themselves. But this is where our partners come in. MannaPack has come in and made the difference in their lives.
Our family celebrates Christmas at home. We go in church in the morning. We eat good food. We eat rice. We eat chicken. We eat meat. And we drink soda. God gave us His Son to show us love. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
I love that story, and I love how they shake and they wiggle their hands when they wish you a Merry Christmas. It's just so joyful. I actually didn't know that soda was such a treat in Uganda. I understand that if a family doesn't have enough money to buy soda, they will actually mix banana and water into an old soda bottle that they find just so they can be part of the celebration. Now, from Africa to a Caribbean island. Pastor Sherry, can you share why Christmas is special in Haiti?
Okay. Et Christmas pour nous, Haïti, c'est un...
Christmas for us has a big meaning. It is a moment when we know God was born on earth to save humanity. 15 days before Christmas, all churches in our community always make an outdoor service to celebrate that. It is at this service that we can explain to people why God sent Jesus on the earth to save us.
Pour qui ça, bon Dieu te voit Jésus venir sur la terre.
Christmas is really a special time. No matter what country you're in, it's Jesus' birth. It makes the day like no other. It's time to recognize the incredible gift that God gave us that day, the gift of His Son.
Now we're going to hear how our partners see the birth of Jesus being celebrated in their communities. Pastor Dan, how do you celebrate the birth of Jesus in the Philippines?
People that would here in the Philippines, when you say Christmas, generally people would know that it's the birth of Jesus. Like when I was a kid, my father would bring us to the mass and during Christmas, and the priest would give the homily, just like in Luke chapter 2. And even then, there will be displays of, we call it Belen, of the Nativity, and even some dramas in communities and even in churches. So in that sense, people know that it's the birth of Jesus.
I love hearing that his community shares Jesus' birth story by displaying Belens, a nativity display, and that the kids participate in Christmas programs and plays. Those are always so special for families and such a precious way to tell the Christmas story.
Let's learn more about how the Christmas story is shared in Guatemala and how Pastor Sherry spends Christmas Day in Haiti.
For me and my family, we have knowledge about Jesus' birth. We know because my father used to share stories with us when we were little. We know that on the 24th, we celebrate Jesus' birth. So we do the same with our kids and share those stories. Yes, we watch movies. It's what we do. Watch movies about Jesus, or the kids watch cartoons related to the birth of Jesus. It's really what many people do, and they are still up until midnight celebrating the birth of Jesus. That is Christmas.
What we do to celebrate Christmas, we spend 2 or 3 hours in 25 December to thank God for Jesus Christ He gave us. In our church, we eat together in this day and go out on the streets to bless people who can't feed themselves. And on that day, we take the church and all the members out to talk about Jesus, so others can know more about the birth of Jesus.
Now let's hear from Joel. Becky, what's so important about Joel's organization is the least of these that he reaches. This is a community of people who live near and mostly work in the city dump. This is a place unlike anything else I've seen. It's not like you're on planet Earth, but it gets transformed, particularly at Christmas. Let's hear how Christmas is different for them, how they share Jesus' birth in that area.
Christmas is I think it's a time for the year of hope, of joy, of love. And as many parents know that they have no income or enough income to get the estreno or get a special meal, as one of the moms was saying, that put tears into their eyes. And we have seen many parents being very thankful with God for bringing people and do something that they cannot do or afford. And personally speaking, I feel blessed that I can be part of that. That hope that they maybe don't have in the year, they know that at Christmas time, other people will come and jump in, trying to help them out.
I couldn't agree more. Christmas is a special season and truly time to share the hope that Jesus brings. Our partners do amazing work to make these kids and families feel so loved at Christmas and every day of the year. It's what we do, FMSC and our partners together, feeding spirits, right? Can one of you lead off and share how MannaPack is used to share Jesus' love at Christmas time and throughout the year?
For the children's ministry, we cook it. We cook the MannaPack and then feed the children. And then for families, we give them 3 packs for families. So we distribute it and they go to the church and then we give them the MannaPacks. But for the children's ministry that we're doing every Saturday, we cook them. But to my surprise, children would come with bigger bowls and cups and then ask, why is it? And I said, it's for their siblings, for their brothers and sisters at home. Yeah, and children would, even though they don't say it, but by heart they know it, that Jesus cares. The Jesus that we are telling them, the Jesus that we're introducing to them is real and He really cares. It really makes a difference on our children's ministry. Really, really, yeah. It has a great impact on the children's ministry that we have.
It's really incredible to hear how the kids in his program care so much for their brothers and sisters that they bring MannaPack home for them. They want to share too. Let's hear how Pastor Sherry and Joel use their meals at Christmas and beyond.
MannaPack is very important to us. As you may know, in Haiti, we have a lot of people suffering. We have a hunger crisis. Lots of people who are not working and lots of people are in need. Also, MannaPack is a food that helps people in so many ways. For people who are weak, you quickly see a difference with this food. It gives energy to people. Sometimes you give someone MannaPack and it saves them because they have nothing. I mean, they have no oils, no spices, just water in a pot to cook. Thanks to MannaPack, many people here have life. Not only life, but now they know Jesus because of the way we use the food. It is a season when we not only share MannaPack, but we share everything. Because when we share, we say we care.
I think MannaPack, when you put it in that situation, how does it share about Jesus' love and Jesus' birth? I think it's about the part of giving, of giving love. When you know about the story of Jesus, he had 3 visitors that they didn't know, Joseph or Mary, right? They came with gifts. So something we share with the people is there are many people in a different country that is putting of their resources to help people in Guatemala that they don't know. So just sharing that part of giving to someone else something special, right? And without asking anything back. And the rice has been a blessing for them. I especially remember last year we went to the main part of the dump and the main entrance, and we made tamales to give to people. But at the same time, we were giving the MannaPack. And that moment was very special, right? Because we knew that they didn't only have the tamales, but they also had rice for the next couple of days that were coming, right? So I think that's a great way to share about Jesus' love, is to give, right? Every child that comes to our program, that receives the MannaPack, that has an opportunity, it's someone that we know that God is preparing for the future to go and change other people. When you say it's only one child, yeah, but that one child can change 10 or 50 or 100. We don't know. We don't know if one of those child we are supporting right now, it's going to be the next president of Guatemala and will make a big difference. But it's not only about believing, it's about providing the resources they need. And that's with good meals, they can learn. And with good education, they can be ready for the future.
Wow, they are so right. Jesus really cares about each and every one of you, about every one of these children. How special the MannaPack is. It is the spark of hope that they need to get to know Jesus. MannaPack is used to prepare children who will be the future leaders in those countries. MannaPack provides what these children and families need for a lifetime of hope and love.
What we do know is that food and education really go hand in hand. And education is just on everybody's heart this year, especially mothers like myself. Many of us have turned into teachers, teaching our children at home. And I just can't even imagine what it would be like to try to teach a child who is hungry. Richard, can you talk about how FMSC food made a big difference for Emma and his siblings?
We first met Emma when he was 2 years and weighed 9 pounds. Thanks to Feed My Starving Children food, he's now growing well, he's a healthy young man, going to school and building a future. Emma was born on 24th December. As a Christmas child, he was named Emmanuel. MannaPack rice saved the life of Emma, but also at home they eat MannaPack rice for Christmas. They celebrate the birth of Christ with MannaPack rice, and how cool is that? They have MannaPack rice for the celebration of Jesus Christ's birth, but also he was saved by MannaPack rice. Thank you for everyone that packs these meals, and we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Our mission at FMSC is for every child to be healthy and have the hope and love of Jesus. Each child is so important to him. You've heard from Joel that God has a plan, and he does for every one of these children. And we believe that too. That is why we are here. That's why FMSC exists. Each FMSC food partner counts on you to be able to feed one more child, one more family. We've heard how important sharing a meal is as a family, especially at Christmas time. When they put this nutritious meal in front of a child and their family, they share the light and hope of Jesus. We know our Christmas celebrations will probably look different this year, but that doesn't mean that Christmas won't be special. In fact, together, we can make this Christmas more meaningful than ever. Let's focus on the true meaning of Christmas and what really matters each and every day, and that's caring for and loving others. Family and friends, this Christmas, as we celebrate the best gift that God gave us, which is Jesus, would you give us your best gift to FMSC for meals for families like Emma and Mateo? We're all very familiar with the giving tree at Christmas time, where people can support a family in need. This is the FMSC giving tree. And Becky, tell us about this ornament.
Yes, each one of these little FMSC boxes represent a different donation. This box is $88 and will feed a child every single day for an entire year.
And Becky, how about this ornament?
This ornament is $365 and will feed a family of 4 for an entire year. What a great Christmas gift to give. You can donate online at fmsc.org.
And this one, Becky, tell us about this ornament.
Yes, this one is really neat. It would feed a family from each of the countries, the 4 countries that we represented in this program. It is $1,460.
And then we have a very special ornament. This ornament will feed an entire village every day for the next year for $10,000.
And Mark, we have exciting news. We have a match. A group of generous supporters have come together and will match the first $41,000 that come in.
That's awesome. And so for all of you, every single donation that comes in will go towards that match. Remember, any gift will help feed a starving child around the world.
The best part about Christmas is just spending time with others and spreading joy. I felt the joy today, and I hope you did as well. Help us spread the joy, and most importantly, help families in need by sharing this program. You can tell others about it, click share or like or retweet on social media, or perhaps even share something you learned with a friend or a neighbor and invite them to feed a family with you.
Thanks for joining us tonight, and please share the love of Christ this Christmas.
Let's end our program with just a little bit more joy. Here is a special performance of Joy to the World. Thanks again, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Joy to the world, the Savior's come. Let us receive a King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and heaven and nature sing.
Well, guys, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I'm glad we were able to spend some time together. And please have a great and awesome Christmas, and please keep supporting all of the things that FMSC does. They are amazing. Thank you all. God bless you.
Merci. Joyeux Noël.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.